I am part Irish.
Good morning and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Wally Lukashinsky and Kale Zomer sit next to me. You know who else is sitting next to me right now? We have Randy from Professional Floor Covering. We've been talking about you guys forever, as we always do, as we're so thankful that we get to be partners. But Randy, you got to give me like a full-on tour this morning. I'm walking around here. This is new to me. I've never been a homeowner yet. There's so much that I feel like people don't understand or they take for granted. Just come on down. You gave me a tour. I'm sure you'll show everybody what they need to know.
I'm happy to give anybody a tour.
Well, Randy, first of all, how are you doing today? It's great to be here.
I'm doing great, thanks.
Well, you know what? Just 30 minutes in, I'm already more knowledgeable. I already know what I would have my floor preferences to be myself. But I tell you the thing that got me most fascinated, he got to see it on my face, going and actually seeing how they sharpen the blades here. Mm-hmm. It's like a full-on science. There's like 7-8 machines back there. You were telling me that they do like chainsaw blades in the course of like 10 minutes?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And absolutely perfect. Probably better than new.
Which I can't get over, too. I mean, those things, they get sharp over there in about 2 seconds for you.
Yeah, right.
Well, Randy, can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on around here? What people can be excited about? There's always something to be excited about at Professional Floor Covering.
Well, it is that time of year. You know, the holidays are coming. It's time to take a good look at the floors in your house and think about possibly getting it done before the weather turns, because you're going to be spending more time indoors. And, of course, everybody wants their house to look the best for the holidays. So now is the time.
So that's good to know. So if I am throwing a big party, I have my family coming into town, I'm like, I got to get this done. There still is time right now if they do call you in the next little bit.
Oh, absolutely. We try to stay 2 to 3 weeks out maximum. You know, don't like to get too far out where we bring in more help if we get too far out because people don't like to wait, 2 months for your contractor to show up. We don't do that here. We get right after it. Well,
it's top of mind. You can count on you guys and your team to get over there. You said 2-3 weeks out. So if you think about this soon, what would you recommend going into the winter? I know it's hard to think about that right now. It's October 2nd, and it feels like the middle of July outside. But winter is not far away. What do people have to have on their radar with the winter months coming up?
Well, I would take a good look at your carpeting because, that's the cozy warm room for the winter.
Yeah.
Everybody's got pets nowadays. Carpets get dirty. They get rough looking. Move your furniture once. Take a look at it. You'll be surprised, and then you'll be in here the next day. There's nothing like the beauty of a new rug.
Well, okay, so this is going to be a dumb question. You're going to get a lot of them today, Randy. I hope you're really prepared for that. So when I'm looking at a carpet, how am I supposed to know? Is there like a moment that you're like, that carpet needs to be replaced? Or is that more of a feel or what your own personal preference is?
I could tell you most carpets don't wear out, they ugly out.
Oh. Sure.
So you get sick of it and styles change, colors change.
You mean that orange shag carpet from the 60s, that's why that's gone?
That's why it's gone.
That's a little
But
disappointing.
rest assured it'll come back. There's only so many colors.
Yeah, exactly. My parents bought a house that had still had the green shag carpet back in probably early 2000s.
See, you strike me as a shag carpet guy.
Love a good shag
I was at a Kohler or a kitchen and bath show a year ago, and Kohler had the olive green tubs coming back.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that that's a little too far gone for me. It's like a pea green.
Yeah.
That it's like a 50s, 60s look that everything, have you noticed vintage things just even now, the clothes and everything, there's just like these 30-year cycles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I never really understood it growing up. Now I'm starting to get it because I want to go back.
How long do you think before we start wiring our phones again?
Oh, I see, or like having wired headphones.
Yeah, having wired headphones for our phones.
Yeah, it's a little too far gone at this point. But you don't have to worry because you guys take care of. You're on top of the styles and everything year in and year out. How do you keep an eye on what's in style and what's going out?
So you can tell real easily by the current colors and the updates. They're constantly updating samples, bringing out new styles, dropping the old styles. So you get a pretty good idea of what's hot and what's not just by looking at what comes in. And something that sells really good on on the West Coast, maybe doesn't sell as good in the Midwest. We're a little bit slower here in the middle of the country. The East Coast, West Coast are probably quite a couple of years ahead of us on color, and then eventually it gets to us.
Well, at least for me, it seems like for the last 15, 20 years, it's gone to like a very modern look. It's probably a bad way to describe it, but it's almost corporate, where there's not a lot of colors, a lot of white
clean.
and grays, very like sharp edges, very clean. Is that still the kind of style? Or are we starting to get back to a little of that warmth and kind of character?
I would say a lot of stuff I see coming as far as wood goes, a lot of the wood look LVPs, seeing a lot less grays and a lot more more traditional colors, like the natural wood colors, lighter colors.
Okay, so we are getting a little, it feels like a little more character when you get a little bit more, whether it be the patterns or the colors.
right.
It just felt a little bit too much like you were walking into an office for a little while there. Well, how about for you? When you're looking around right now, there's styles. It doesn't matter whether it be floors, whether it be your cabinets. What is standing out to you? You're like, this is really cool. I'm really excited that we get to offer this.
As far as floor,
It could be anything. You could throw me cabinets. We're gonna have to talk shower to tub conversions too, because they got blown away over there, and it's gonna help my knee out. I know that much.
well, there's all kinds of interesting things I see all the time. I would have to say, I don't know. I really like carpet, and there are some really interesting carpets out now. I showed you them Stanton rugs. With
Yeah.
some really, really, really unique patterns. You can look at the sample and say, that's ugly. Get a piece of it, make it into a rug, and you see a big piece laying in front of you. You're like, wow, that is unbelievably nice. Way, way, way better than I thought it was going to be.
So when you are able to specialize in area rug, like you said, hey, I found this fabric. This is going to be awesome for it. How big, how small? Is there like restrictions on that you guys can actually do and help them out with?
We can do pretty much anything. I mean, you want something 13 feet wide and 20 feet long, we can certainly do that. You want it 3 feet by 4 feet, we can do that too.
So wider range. It could be little Susie wanting that little strawberry shortcake area rug in her room that's a little circle. It could be the full-on one that's the couch is sitting on as well. You guys got them all taken care of.
Absolutely.
Well, Randy, first of all, we're excited to be here today. We got a long day. You got us for 2 hours. So I hope you're ready for a lot of Kale and Wally. But we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we got to keep diving in. We got so many things. But as we always say, it's so much more than floors. So we'll be talking about cabinets, shower to tub conversions. So you're going to want to stick around. That's coming up, though. More Hometown Today is next on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. and welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. It's also presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Randy, you got a little experience of what we have to go through every day, hearing your own voice coming in to another segment. Well, it's a little weird, isn't it? A little disconcerting?
Well, yes, it kind of is, but I have the radio on every day, so I get it all day long, every day.
Yeah, you're hearing Randy every single... I was going to say, we hear you throughout the day. I feel like this is nice. I feel like I'm at home right now.
So the one we probably got to get rid of is the drop the mic. Don't sing, because everywhere I go, people are commenting on that to me.
See, that's been a fixture for me.
It is a good commercial.
Has everybody been coming in and asking you to sing? Be like, come on, you must sing. Come on, sing.
I'll be out somewhere and someone will be talking to someone and they'll look at me and say, "And you don't sing, right?"
It's wild because I started here. It was July of 2024, and it was the first commercial I remember asking about when I walked in, because I didn't know that was one of our old teammates that was singing that song, who actually did this show, Amy. She was fantastic, but I didn't realize that. So for the next 15 months, it's been drilled into my head. Anything singing related, yeah, I can't ask Pro Floors. I can't go to Professional Floor Covering with that.
So I'm wondering, have you sung one yet? If Amy did them, you should be doing them.
I have not.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want that, because I'm going to get into it, Randy. I'm going to have fun in there. I don't know if that's good for your brand. You want this voice attached to it?
It don't matter.
Hey, well, we might keep that in mind then. If you need to hear the vocal cords whip out, I'm ready to do that. We have in front of us today the October Gold Tag Sale. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is going to be? What is actually on sale? Because we're just kicking this great month off, and people got to get in here.
Okay, so the Gold Tag Sale would be all flooring products. We are an Abbey Design Center. Abbey is a national buying group. So we are aligned with them. So they go to all of our vendors and get a discounted rate on everything for the month of October.
Oh.
So everything in this store is on sale. Well, every special order piece, okay? So whether it be LVP, carpet, vinyl, ceramic, everything's on sale.
Well, that's interesting. So, like, every day we talk about you being an Abbey Design Center. So what they do is they actually go out and they're finding the products that you are going to have here at the store, and that's how it works. It's kind of like they pick it out. Eventually it gets here.
So they align with all these mills and they say, okay, look, we have 5,000 dealers, and we want to buy your product. What can you do for us? So you get better pricing, and then you get twice a year we get the Gold Tag Sale, and then there's a few other things too that go along with it. But for the most part, those are the benefits to it.
Well, walking around this morning, you were showing me all these different types of flooring too. Because again, I'm in an apartment at this point, but I want to be a homeowner. So I know that that's going to be something that I'm going to have to keep in mind when I'm going about this process. And you were even showing me the little intricacies. There are so many little differences that this type of flooring, this is where it's going to be advantageous for you. This is where it's going to help you. If people have questions, all they have to do is come in and talk to you, and you're going to be able to point them in the right direction like you did me, right?
Oh, absolutely. Not every floor is meant for every lifestyle. You got to make sure you pair the floor with the lifestyle, or you're going to be disappointed in no time. So it'll either underperform or overperform. You don't really want that. You want it to match your lifestyle so things last and they look good for a long time.
So if you're like Dobes, who's back at the station right now, who is actually doing a great job producing for us, and you have 10 dogs and 8 cats in your apartment, you don't want to have a carpet. That's where you're going to be starting to look at it.
Yeah, he's not exaggerating at all.
Well, if you don't have a well-trained pet, you might not want carpet, right?
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Well, again, so I'm looking around right now, and we have over 1,000 samples of carpet, by the way. We could have spent the full 30-minute tour you were giving me just walking around there. Is that kind of a similar thing? How do you pick about what's coming in? Or is it kind of just like a wide swath, like, you know what, if you got carpet, bring it in. We'll have it out on the floor.
There's a lot of people, a lot of different salesmen come in here wanting to get their product in the showroom. But there are only certain ones we deal with. We want the ones that have that stand behind their product, have the best quality product, and the best price point.
So how long is this? Well, like you are in these partnerships with these groups for years now. You're like, I trust your product. How do you get to that point where you're like, I do believe in you. I think that you offer a good product, and we're going to have you come in.
Well, you have to draw the line somewhere, or you'll end up with a 50,000 square foot store because
You're going to have like a headquarters of Amazon.
right. So you only have so much space, so you need to make the most of it. You got to try to pick things that you think you'll be able to sell. There's nothing worse than a rack that you got that has a lot of samples, a lot of really nice stuff, but you can't sell it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and then again, we say it every day, and I mentioned it a little bit in the first block, but when we talk about professional floor covering, you hear professional floor, you do so much more than that too. And right now, I told you, I jacked my knee up about 3 months ago, and we talked about it. That shower to tub conversion that you offer, walking over there, I almost started getting welly-eyed because I'm like, the idea of just having a 2-inch, 3-inch, step I got to go on instead of a 18-inch, that's monumental for a lot of people struggling.
Yeah, well, I didn't show you the one that's got a little ramp on it that's only like 1.5 inches.
Oh, that might happen during this commercial break coming up. There's an 1.5 inch one with a ramp.
A ramp, yeah. So if it's like a handicap model, so you could wheel yourself right in there. But there's some. We have tile ones that we could actually have zero clearance, roll right straight in. No curb at all.
How does that work? Where does the water go? How does it not go over the edge?
So in a case like that, we would take your 3/4 inch plywood floor out, set this pan right on the floor, and then it's pre-pitched, and then tile it and tile the floor outside of it,
and that water doesn't run down.
Yeah, you pitch the floor to right down to the drain.
Right. So as soon as the water hits that pan, it's immediately there's like a 1/4 inch per foot slope to the center to the drain.
I've been saying it since we got here. I'm so grateful that Randy's here because he starts showing me pages with numbers on it, with blue lines, these blueprints, and I'm like, the world would crumble if people like I were doing things like that. So, Randy, as always, we appreciate you on that front. But for the shower to tub conversions, how long does that take? Because there are a lot of people in this community that could use a little bit lower of an entry.
Usually they're 2 days. Depends on what you're all getting, but we come in, take it out, get the plumber there. He hooks everything up, put the base in, and then usually the next day we put the panels up and you're ready to go.
Well, so that's the same process with like everything else here, where it's about 2 to 3 weeks until they'd be able to get in there.
Absolutely, yeah. Those have to be ordered, and they take about 2 to 3 weeks to get, and then we would get after it right away.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you're thinking about, hey, taking care of Grammy or Pap out there, you can have that inside of a month right now. And being able to call in right now, you say it takes a couple days, you're looking at about November by the time people could be dolled up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're at the beginning of October. We could be doing it by the end of the month.
See, that's what Randy and the team over here, they're so good at, Kale. Kale, what do you got to get going on right now? I imagine in the house, you're always trying to improve things.
I mean, like, I always love coming in here because every time I come in here, my ideas list just, like, extends. It's pretty long at this point. Yeah, I mean, I got a number of things I could be doing.
Well, and then, Randy, I imagine for you, you're always trying to tinker and try to – it's got with all these great products and stuff, you got to be trying to be like, I got to get that in my own place. Well, what have you been doing recently?
Or you got to get that in somebody else's place so you can see what a big chunk looks like.
And then you're like, it looks great.
Advantage, yeah.
Bringing it in.
See, I have an advantage. I see a lot of them finished, which really enables you to sell it a little easier because you know it's going to look good. You know they're going to be happy. You know they're going to like it.
Well, is there, again, products right now that when you're looking at that might be new, that you're really excited about, that maybe people haven't caught on to out here, that you're like, you got to get in and check this out for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of products come and go.
Yeah,
some good, some not so good. So you're a little bit skeptical at first when you see it, but we looked at that pure grain, 35 different patterns on an LVP. That's huge. That's like a real wood floor.
Well, you were telling me, so for people at home, to paint the picture for you, it's typically those knots in wood. And with a lot of these old flooring models, you told me about 4 or 5 different planks of wood. So you would see that same knot throughout the floor.
Right.
Now with 35 different options, it's going to look like this is brand new real wood that there's no repeating spots, or not a lot of them at least.
Right. That is the floor that would fool me. If you had that in your house, I came in, the first thing I'm doing is looking at your floor, because I've been in this my whole life. That's what I do.
Wait, so you're that person that does actually look at my baseboards that my wife is like,
And I'm like,
why?
Yeah, when
you
you have to clean like a
yeah,
deep
my wife's
clean.
like deep cleaning because she's convinced
Randy's
the first
coming
thing
over.
somebody's gonna do when they walk in is check the baseboards or look at the floors. Randy's actually that guy.
So then I'm standing there looking at it, and I'm thinking, is that real wood or is that LVP? I can't believe I'm confused. It's got to be real wood.
Have you ever had to go down and like, hey,
Yes.
can I go check this?
Yeah,
real
let me
quick?
give that a knock. I will tell you this, Wally. With at our house, the one thing we did when we first bought the house is we redid the floors, and we tore up all the carpet, and there was original hardwood under there, and I refinished it myself by hand. In hindsight, I would never do that again.
Oh,
Ever.
That's a ton of
See-
backbreaking work too,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it took a month.
Yeah, well, okay, so that's how it works. When you're younger, you'll tackle these projects yourself, but you usually only do it once, maybe twice, and then the next time you come in here and you let someone
Well,
else
I was
handle
going to say, like, back then, I wouldn't do it again. And had I thought over better, I would have just come to professional floor and let Randy and the team handle it. Back then, I probably would have had them put in a new hardwood floor. Now, in 2025, if I can, I would have them, because I love a good natural wood look. I love a good wood floor. But now, if I came in, I'd have them lay down an LVP, because there's so much selections that it can be, like Randy said, it can look very real, but it's got a lot of great efficiency to it too, with really easy clean and all that good stuff.
Well, it's like Randy said, every lifestyle has a different floor cover or floor too. So what works for you might not work for me.
I didn't have kids when I refinished my natural hardwood floors. Now I have kids, and now I'm like, oh, I really wish I would have put an LVP.
I saw
You
you.
you can add an LVP at any point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they've beat up the hardwood.
I believe that. Well, yeah, it goes back to, I don't know if too many of us, we're Packers fans out there. If you've been watching football this year, there's that goofy commercial where they have backup quarterbacks come in and replace people in life. Like they call timeout, get in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what we have here. Don't be the person that gets replaced. Just come to Randy to begin with, and you're going to probably save not only money, but you're going to save a lot of time too, and it's going to get in there right the first time. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got more to dive into. But before, you and I, we got to go on a tour. I got to see that 1.5-inch incline on that shower to tub conversion. So we'll be talking a little bit about that on the other side here too. That's next year on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where they've got area rugs for you. Area rugs do far more than cover your floors. They transform living spaces, define rooms, and express personal style. Area rugs serve multiple functional purposes in your home. They provide warmth and comfort underfoot, especially on cold hardwood, tile, or concrete flooring. During Wisconsin winters, stepping onto a soft rug rather than a chilly floor can make all the difference in your home's comfort level. You can use an area rug to define and separate spaces, particularly in open floor plans. A well-placed rug can create a visual boundary between your living room and dining area without the need for walls or dividers. Area rugs also add visual interest through color, pattern, and texture, whether you prefer traditional looks, contemporary designs, or anything in between. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and let their staff help you.
All right, well, we're back here at Professional Floor Covering. Randy himself is right next to us today. And Randy, I love to, especially that I'm still in the second year of Beaver Dam 10-year Wally time. I'm trying to learn more about the area. So I would love to dive into a little bit of your history, how Professional Floor Covering came to be, when this all started.
Well, I've really never done anything else. This is all I've ever done. I started out as a flooring installer, working for a guy, worked for him for a couple of years, and then went out on my own and did that for a number of years, and then opened up the store.
So you've been doing this for effectively your whole adult life at this point.
Yes. Now, I've never really done anything else. There's a couple times I felt like quitting, but then I realized I don't know how to do anything else.
Oh, wait, I don't have any other skills.
That's fair enough. All I can do is talk. I'm pretty much a moron outside of that, Randy. So I think you've made a good career choice here. Well, looking around too. So 42 years, I believe you told me?
Yeah, 42 years.
42 years. So what has it been like to be able to watch this project, your baby, grow over time and to be what it is in the community now?
Oh, it's very interesting how it did grow and change over the years. Now I stay in the store all the time. I don't want nothing to do with the installs because I leave that to the younger guys. But I was always a hands-on guy, and that was probably the hardest transition to make, was getting off of the job and staying in this showroom. But now that I've done it, it's, I can't go back. Now I'm too fat. I can't get on the
Felt that.
I can't get down on my knees.
Hey, we're in the same spot here.
Too many donuts available back in the office, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting older too. It's hard. I mean, I'll do certain things of my own little projects. Even when I get down to bind a rug, yesterday I bound a couple rugs, and I came home, I sat down, and just like that, I fell asleep. I was sleeping for an hour. Yeah,
I believe it.
Well, I know with your bad knees too, like me, that shower conversion you showed me during the break that I was hinting at going in, that is no joke. That thing's like built into the floor. You're like barely have to lift your leg at all. You can shuffle in there.
You can roll into that with a chair if you needed to.
Which is great too. There's a lot of people out there that might need wheelchair accessibility, and you're going to be able to get in with that one as well. Is that something that you can adjust, like the actual size of the length?
Yeah, they'll make them in whatever size we request. They'll make.
I didn't know how that would work, because I'm like, not all showers and tubs are like the same size.
Right.
But at the same time, you walk into a lot of showrooms, it's one typical model size. I didn't know. So they can actually customize any of those to fit whatever your needs are.
They're all custom ordered. The one there is a bathtub. Our display is a bathtub replacement, which is 60 inches wide. Most tubs are 60, a standard tub. But then they vary on width. Some are 30, some are 32, some are 36. And we'll get whatever fits best in your bathroom. We'll order that size, and they'll make it to the inch,
Randy, one of the things you're going to have to get used to with me being in the building here today is that I jump all over the place. I'm scatterbrained Wally. I got to jump back even a little bit now. Talk about when you're 42 years. We've seen and talked a little bit about the growth. For you, when you look 10 years ahead for Professional Floor Covering, what are your goals? What do you want to see accomplished with this group?
I would like to see maybe
Sierra dropped a retirement on you.
Maybe somebody else working here and not me.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a good answer. Well, what's retirement plans for you? Are you going to be just like one day we blink and all of a sudden you're off in Aruba?
I don't know. I when I think about that, and then I go up to my warehouse and I look around and I see all the inventory I have, it's like, oh my God, it's going to take me 5 years to sell all this.
So that for you, is it just a matter of you're not going to say goodbye until you know this place is in the right hands?
Absolutely, right.
Yeah, I imagine.
Right. I mean, there's, there was a lot went into getting getting it to the point it's at now, it didn't just happen overnight. I mean, it took my entire career, 42 years to get to this point. It's it would be tough to let it go, but I am 60 years old, so but that's the good thing is I'm 60 years old, and like anything, you want the guy with the most experience taking care of your project, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a lot of experience.
that's.
So you're in your prime right now.
I was looking for a guy to do my siding, and I had asked him. I knew this guy was a contractor. He'd been a contractor for quite a long time,
Sure.
and I said, "Hey, I need a quote for some siding on my house." And my friend's wife stepped in and said, "Hey, I know this guy. He's been doing it for 5 years now, and he's really good." And I looked at her and I said, "I don't want the guy with 5 years experience. I want this guy with 20 years experience."
Yeah, and then you're in your prime in that regard right now.
Right,
You've been
right.
doing this for 42 years. You have seen, whether it be styles going in and out, you've seen mistakes, because we all make mistakes, and now you've been able to correct those as well. So after 42 years, I mean, there's a reason why people are walking in this store so often, and we're talking about you. 42 years, though, and we just talked about retirement's a dream. It's a goal down the road. What is the thing that you've loved most about being a part of this community, about being professional floor covering for as long as you have been?
I really like the fact that people come in. I love working with people. I'm kind of a people person. I like walking in, measuring their job, looking at it, and then seeing the finished product at the end. You transform you change the way they live. I mean, you've changed their entire house. It looks brand new again. I mean, that to me is kind of where it's at.
Can you imagine having to do this job, never getting to see the final product?
Oh, I imagine would be one of the toughest things, because
That's what they say is really really hard about being a 911 operator, because you're at the beginning of the call and you never get to know how it turns out at the end of the day. I mean, in a small community, you might eventually find out, but yeah, otherwise, like, you don't
you
find
just
out.
cross your fingers.
Yeah,
and hope.
you're like, I don't know how this ended for this person.
Yeah, I imagine being able to watch, and because right now, my back in Pittsburgh, my mom and dad, they've been actually having a bathroom remodel, and it's not gone well, where the contractor's been in and out, haven't been there all that much, and it's taken months. And that's another reason why when people do go through you, they feel the success and the motivation to get jobs done here as well.
Yeah, we want to get in and out of your project as quickly as possible. That's always been a pet peeve of mine. I know I've had contractors already too that drag it out. You see them one day a week. That's not the way it works here. We come in, we wait till we have all the parts and pieces, then we come in, we take it apart, we put it back together as quick as possible, and get out of there.
Oh, thank God.
Get you back to living your life.
I like it. So you wait until everything's here. You don't do hey, we're going to put this in, we're going to tear this room apart. Now you can't use this for a month until we get this other thing in, then we'll be back. You don't do that. You wait until everything's there so that you can do the job all at once.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's go, Randy.
I saw a cartoon once. Guy was a contractor. He's sitting on the operating table, and the doctor says, "Well, I guess we'll be back in about 3 weeks."
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What if we went to break right now and we're like, we gotta do something else. We'll be back in like a few days.
Yeah, it was literally 23 and a half hour break. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that it always bothers me. And again, my parents are back at home right now, and it's been 2 months. I went and visited. And it was midway through the project, and you just walk in and you're like, how are you living every day? And luckily here, obviously, we don't have to worry about that.
I'm not saying that we don't run into problems where, remodeling, there's always things pop up, and all of a sudden now we need one of these and it's got to get ordered. But we do our best to make sure you are up and running, and, whatever part might be missing, we come back and take care of as quickly as possible.
Well, people understand that too. I mean, there's a lot. That's the other part. We're talking about how smart these people are, whether it be any of the trades. You don't realize how many of these houses the first time were put together inadequately until you go in and you actually have to go and replace something. Where you're like, hey, this isn't up to code. Hey, this is not actually where they said it is on the blueprints of the house. So when things like that arise for you, is it just a matter of, hey, this is what happened, you can see it here, we're going to get here as fast as we can to make this your home once again?
Absolutely. So as far as being up to code, when we're doing your bathroom or we're doing your kitchen, we have a licensed plumber, a licensed electrician. Those guys come in and they make sure everything is up to code. I'm actually pretty good at it because over the years I've gotten, okay, now I see you don't have ground fault outlets in your kitchen. We're going to change all them. Maybe you have the wrong size pipe draining your tub or shower. We're going to have to change that to get it to a 2-inch like code. But that is something that's important to them. Codes are all there for a reason, to make it safer for you, make everything work better. So we don't usually mess with that. And again, we use the licensed contractors that know what's going on and make sure you're updated and up to code.
You want to see these people have this installed correctly the first time because then they know that you're going to take care of them down the road. I love that. It's amazing to me that how many it's just use it as hey, this is a one-time person that's going to be in my door. We're going to rush the job. It's done. You want those clients to be around for the next 20, 30 years. You want it to be, I'm thinking of professional floor covering.
Right. Over the course of 40 years, I mean, I've got customers in here that we've done work for 10, 15 times. That's a long time.
Well, you're kind of stuck with me now. You did me a tour like this. When I start working it, you're going to have to put up with me a little more, Randy. Hope you're ready for that challenge.
I can handle it.
We're going to throw it to a quick break. When we come back, I actually want to learn, since we have a shorter block and forth, I want to learn more about you. Dive into what your interests are, what you like to do, so Dodge County can even be more connected to Randy to my right now. But that's next on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. It's also presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Randy, I thought we were going to lose you for a split second there, but we have you back, and this is the perfect time because we got almost rapid fire. We got to learn a little bit about you, Randy. So, first of all, we're Sports Group 2. I got my ESPN polo on right now. Are you a Packers fan?
Absolutely.
Everything Wisconsin sports?
Yes.
Okay, well then I gotta know.
That's where I'm from. I've lived here my whole life.
What, you'd be surprised.
Now I know you're from
the Pittsburgh. I'm out there.
Yeah, and I know what you told me about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and
I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm a little disappointed. The problem was that I was going to say family was from Ohio, so I wasn't allowed. It was
Oh.
like basically, hey, you're allowed to root for pretty much anything else.
Cleveland or the Browns?
They were Bengals fans. My parents met at a Bengals game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my dad's from Cleveland, so the odds of that happening, you probably shouldn't be talking to me right now. So sorry about that.
Pretty
you can
rare.
blame the Bengals.
Wow.
The Bengals are the
Wally is
reason
a-
I'm here.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate.
Wouldn't have a
for all
Wally
of you.
without the Bengals. Well, I guess the Bengals are good for one thing. Then.
Yeah, well, there's a reason you don't have a Super Bowl, Randy. So I got to ask then, how about favorite thing to do when you go home at the end of a long day? You throwing on a movie? Are we throwing on a show? What does Randy do at the end of a long day?
Yeah, a movie would be great. I'm so exhausted by the time I get home. I mean, I'm in here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of times I leave at 5 or 6 to go back home. So I shouldn't have to work that hard, but I feel like I got to be here all the time. I don't know.
Do you dream of floors when you go to bed at night?
Absolutely.
I imagine. I'm like I'll dream of being on like the radio and
You
stuff.
would-
You
you
got to
know,
be like hardwood looks.
So
pretty
if I
good
wake up and then I start thinking about this and that and that and that, then I can't get back to sleep.
yeah.
So then you might as well get up and go.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Sorry, I cut you off there. I had to ask about the wood dreams. I'm sure are out there. As I kick the table.
But I guess I like to hunt. I like to fish.
I was gonna say I can't
I
believe
like
you didn't say fishing.
I like
first.
to go I like to go side by siding. But mostly I'm really not happy unless I'm doing something as far, something constructive.
Like an active mind.
Yeah.
Got to keep your hands busy and stuff along those lines. What, do you go home and you do your own projects when you are looking around? I imagine you're.
Yeah, I have a
hands-on guy.
really big yard. It takes me 3 hours to mow the lawn. I'm always messing around.
That's
out
a
there.
big yard. What do you? I was gonna say you ain't pushing, right? You're
No,
talking about a
no.
rider.
That's a 60-inch deck.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I was worried for you. So wait. You're talking about you got 3 hours. That's impressive. So I imagine the blade sharpening that you have back here that comes into handy.
Necessary.
I mean, yeah, because you cut even just like a small yard. You should be getting that probably sharpened. How often? Probably every other year.
There's guys that bring them in, probably 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
There's other guys once a year. It depends. If you got a gravel driveway, that's really hard on your mower. You drive across the gravel and them stones are flying through there. That messes the blade up. Or you drive over a lot of sticks. Like me, I don't like to pick the sticks up. If Shelly don't pick them up, I run them through the mower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
It's like the same with
it.
I always, this time of year, my dad would hate me when I was growing up because I'd run over the leaves with the lawnmower and then like some are left behind. I'm like, well, what's the difference between this and raking them? If I throw it in the woods, we're all winners anyways. He didn't
never
like
rake.
that.
I will never rake.
Oh.
I don't
Forever
like,
mulching my leaves.
I'm not into raking either. I have a big bagger that,
Oh yeah, collects them
shoots,
as
and
a
then it's
mower.
hydraulic. It lifts up and dumps. It's a little dirty because it doesn't seal up totally tight, and sometimes it's blowing down your back.
Yeah, and then you're itchy
on
for
a
the
windy,
next week and a half.
on a windy day. Well, you take a shower and it usually goes away.
Yeah, I would hope so. I don't know what's going on up here in Wisconsin.
But I don't. The blower works really good too. They have some really nice blowers out now. I don't know if you've
Oh, I want
like
one
the
of those.
backpack ones.
Yeah, the backpack ones. I want one of those Skag ones that you stand on. It's a stand on. It's like a giant fan in the front. You stand on it like a mower and you drive it. It's got a drivetrain. It's meant for huge industrial properties when they have a ton.
Sounds
of
like
leaves to
his
blow in the
right
fall.
now. If you got 3 hours of
it's-
mowing.
I mean, it's for mass profit. I would love to just drive that around my little, neighborhood lawn and be like, have my neighbors be like, what on
it would
earth
take you like
is that?
6 minutes, and then
No,
you're
it
like,
would. I mean, I would stand at one end of the lawn, turn it on, and then I would be done. That's
See,
about
then,
it.
Then it's the neighbor's problem. Well, so when we're talking about the sharpening in the blades, so I didn't realize that it was an every year, sometimes 4 times a year thing for some groups. When you have that gravel that you were talking about in like a driveway, I imagine with like the dimples that will pop up on those blades, is that going to screw anything up when you see it? Or are you telling them, hey, sharpening is great and all, but your blades are too far gone?
Usually not. I very rarely does that happen. Sometimes there's big chunks out of them, and then when you sharpen it, you get a lot of it out, but some of it's still left in there. But for the most part, they're sharp and still usable. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting told. I get too talkative here, Randy. This is my problem. We are going to throw it to a break, but when we come back, we still have another hour with Randy over here at Professional Floor Covering. Again, you come on out, 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, or online at PROFC.com. FLR.com. When we come back, we got to talk a little bit more about the gold tag sale that is going on. People got to get in here, take advantage of the good deals. But that's coming up next on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Randy, we're coming back. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We are brought to you by Professional Floor Covering, and we are joined by Randy Warmka. And we were talking a little bit before, and shame on me for asking. I'm like, what is Warmka? And you're like, it's German. Of course it is. We're in Wisconsin. I'm like overpowered here. There's like 80% of you.
Yeah, it's
to like
warm.
10% of me.
It's Warmka with an A, not an I.
That's important to distinguish too. Nicely done. Well, see, and it's just I'm getting overpowered. I come from a place where I was like 60-70% Polish people, Kale. And now I'm just looking around. I'm just trying to find it. Thank God for Ninja today. We're overpowered here. But Randy, we got to talk a little bit today. We were in the break a little bit, even going over the countertops. And I love to bring it up every time we bring up the countertops because for me, cabinetry and countertops are the first two things I see when I walk in a room. You look at floors. My eyes, I stay eye level. And you were telling me about the quartz countertops. And I think like a lot of people have been thinking marble countertops.
Okay, so wait a minute. When you walk in the house,
yes,
you need to look down to see where you're going to step, so you don't step on something or trip.
Especially in Wally's
so
case.
As long as you're looking, you might as well check out the floor.
See, I'm just walking straight, and I hope I don't fall.
And then you say, "Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, we sell that." Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, that's actually hardwood." Oh,
Oh,
actually,
God,
I bet
that looks
that's
good.
LVP. Nicely.
Yeah.
See, and I don't have that skill. I'm never going to have that skill, and thank God for Randy because he's going to actually know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So the countertops. Now you walk in, and maybe you got older cabinets, and you got an old laminate top on there. Just get a new top, cheapest upgrade there is. Oh, the whole kitchen takes on a whole new look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brand new top, quartz, beautiful stuff. Undermount sink. Yeah, that's the least expensive way to remodel your kitchen.
Well, and it happens for you. How quickly can you lay down a new countertop? Like if that's something that you are calling out here 2-3 weeks.
It's a 1 day deal.
That's a 1 day deal.
It's probably a couple hour deal, really.
Yeah.
And then back to your life, you got a brand new cabinet or countertop that's elevated and changed your entire kitchen.
Right.
Because with cabinets, it's right now. I am in a former assisted living facility apartment, and the cabinets. They were put in like a long time ago. I'm not gonna guess years, but it's where the bottom is actually peeling, and you can almost see that it's almost cork underneath this thing on the bottom.
board?
Yeah, it's almost a cork board on the bottom. That's how many layers have been peeled up in these cabinets. I know that well before this that they should have been replaced. But when should people, when they're looking at their cabinet, say, this is the time that I have to throw in a new one because this is whatever I'm dealing with. You can't have that.
Okay, so when that top starts to get dated, and if they're decent cabinets, it's worth putting the top on. You know, them tops can be fairly expensive. You know, you're talking $3,000 to $7,000 maybe for a quartz top. You know, with the sink and the plumbing and the removal, everything. You know, the whole project. So sometimes it reaches a point where the cabinets maybe ain't worth it. You know, so don't spend the money on that top, and then a couple of years later you decide, oh, hey, these cabinets are really junk. We got to redo it. Now you got to throw the top out because the chances of that top fitting on new cabinets are next to none, and being able to get it out of there and salvage it is next to impossible. So, you know.
So you got to hit the right order.
You got to take a look at it. I mean, if you got old rotten drawers, you know, with the glides are all wore out and, you know, they don't open decent or maybe they're not full extension where they pull all the way out. I mean, you know, where all your stuff's trapped in the back of the drawer. That's not nice. The new stuff's all full extension, soft close. There's so many nice features in new cabinets, but you can tell when you need them. You really can.
I think you would have an aneurysm.
Don't be attached to something and think, oh God, they're really nice, but they're really not. You know, they're plywood fronts that were painted or whatever. Don't be that's an upgrade that probably needs to be made before you get the top.
So that's interesting too. So when people are thinking about having whether it be cabinetry, countertops, floors, whatever, and they're not sure. Do you guys go out to places and offer suggestions and see the lay of the land, so to speak?
Absolutely. So we don't do anything here without looking at looking at it first.
Oh, really?
So-
I thought it could be like I walk in and you're like, hey, you know what? That looks pretty good. I'll take that. We'll see you over there, Randy.
Now, if we're gonna take on the responsibility of installing the project, we definitely are gonna take a look at it so we know exactly what we're getting into, and we can that way get you a exact number of what it's gonna cost.
You get a good quote.
Right.
Well,
So that's so the first step is you come in here, you pick out some products that you think might look good in your space. Then we set up a measure. I come out and measure it up, get all the information that I need to get you a quote, and we come back, quote it. We don't do any high pressure sales in your house. We just simply measure it, come back here, figure it all out, and then get back to you with a number. And then if you want to go with it, we write up the contract, you sign, give a down payment, and order the product. Product comes in, we set up the install.
I imagine 4 cabinets and 4 counters. It's the same as floors where lifestyle is a big part of it as well. Like how much you might be cooking family dinners or how much you might have people over. Does that play a role in what you would be recommending people put into their home?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to see everybody lives a little bit differently, you know. You got to, that's why it really helps to show up at the house too. You can see how they live. And then, hey, maybe this product ain't what you need. You should really be looking at this over here. We can recommend things like that, but we're certainly not going to twist your arm and say, no, you can't have that because it's not going to work. Sometimes people insist, but a lot of times we can steer you in the right direction and get you the right product for the right room.
You were telling me about the quartz countertops during the commercial break here just a few minutes ago, and I didn't realize. So marble is not actually used as much as I feel like a lot of people like myself believe it is. Because I always hear marble countertop. I hear marble, like whether it be...
Yes, not everybody's living in an HGTV television show.
Exactly.
Can afford the marble.
Exactly. Yeah. And then that's all you see. So like for a lot of these things, quartz is almost referred to by the layman like myself as marble.
A lot of people will call a marble look quartz top marble, and it's really not. It's quartz.
Okay.
Marble is a softer stone that it probably wouldn't make a great countertop. Quartz is super, super hard. Does not scratch. It takes something really, really, really sharp to scratch it or heavy. Very, very difficult to damage. Marble, on the other hand, I'm not saying they don't make them. They do make marble tops, but most people are referring to quartz when they it's a marble look quartz top.
Well, even going off what you just said, it sounds like it's more practical and it makes more sense to have the quartz anyways.
Oh, completely 100% maintenance free. Marble is not.
Well, yeah. Well, and so like you were telling me granite. Like I remember as a little kid, if you spilled like red Kool-Aid on a countertop, if you don't get it up right away, a lot of countertops are going to stain. Quartz, on the other hand, if I spill that on there, if I wipe that up, I don't have to worry about that. That thing is going to look crystal clear. It's going to look brand new, even after I get it all dolled up again.
Right. That's the reason for sealing a top. Like any stone top needs to be sealed with a sealer, like a silicone sealer. So when you do spill something on it, it doesn't soak in and stain it.
All right, I lied. I said we were going to get to the gold tag sale, but I got really hung up on countertops and cabinets there. But when we come back, we got to talk a little bit about the gold tag sale that's going on right now. Randy, thank you for joining us. We still got 45 more minutes, so stick around with us here at Professional Floor Covering. We'll be back with more Hometown Today right after this on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
But all the other ones.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. You heard the voice. It's Randy
He's
Warmcutt to my
excited,
right.
man.
He's fired
excited.
up. I'm
Why
fired up
wouldn't
to
you
be here.
It's a beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning right now. And Randy, we're having too much fun right now as you get to hear us coming back in from break. One of the things that's going on right now, people got to know about. I teased it a little before, the October Gold Tag sale. What is going on with this sale? What is actually going to be offered for people that people might not know about quite yet?
So all of our Abbey products are all on sale. So there's LVP, there's carpet, there's vinyl, there's hardwood, are all on sale. There's money off on every single one. The exact amount I don't have in front of me, but they do this twice a year. They go to the vendors and say, hey, October and May, we need discounts. And they're happy to do it because, like I said, there's some 5,000 members in this Abbey organization, and they go to the mill and they say, hey, this is what we want. We need better pricing, and we need a sale twice a year that no one else has access to. And, of course, the mill is more than happy to do that because they're getting 5,000 customers. So it is a pretty big deal. So if you're looking for flooring, this is a perfect time of year, October, which is when you should really be doing something because get it done before the holidays so you're not all stressed trying to do everything at once. The weather's still nice, so you got some install going on. They're going to be coming in and out. It's nice to get that done when it's not all crappy outside. So right now is the time.
All flooring is on sale.
All flooring
All
is on
flooring
sale.
is on
And then
sale.
to add to that, we've taken a bunch of our stock and reduced that down as well, and we're putting that on sale also.
Well, and you were telling me a little bit before we got rolling today, with flooring, with certain types of wood and stuff, people might not think about the swelling or the shrinking depending on what time of year, how you're using your air conditioning or how you're using your furnace. For people that aren't very aware of that, if you're one of the people that, like me, I crank my AC all summer long, but then I don't touch that heater in the winter, what would you be telling people like me, the floors that I need to be looking at?
Well, if you have no pets, and I'm not saying you can't have a wood floor if you have pets, but if you have no pets and you like to run the air conditioner, a wood floor would probably work for you. But if you don't run that air conditioner all summer long, wood is wood. I mean, it expands, it contracts with the season. So when you have high humidity levels, it's going to grow. And when you are running your furnace in the summer, it's going to shrink. When it shrinks, you might get small gaps in it. So the more consistent you can keep the humidity level in your house, the better that floor is going to perform for you. If you can't do that and you don't like to run the air and you like to have the windows open, don't get a wood floor.
It's okay. You're like, don't stress. You're still allowed to live your life.
There's plenty of stuff that looks like wood that will take that doesn't expand and contract. But if you really, really like wood, there are products that are made like an engineered floor, which is basically the wood is put on a piece of plywood. So it has all them layers that go back and forth, which make it expand and contract less than a solid piece of wood. Okay? Solid piece of wood will move a lot more than a piece of plywood. So that may work for you, but again, that can only take so much. You again need to control the humidity level in your house.
Well, and naturally, you were showing me that people sometimes will see just like a thicker piece of wood, and you're like, that's it, that's durable, that's what I want. But they fail to consider things like how they live their life day to day.
Right. If you have a wet basement throughout the year that you don't do nothing about, where there's maybe water standing, that is a huge problem for a wood floor. You'll get the thing cupping up on the top.
Is that where it warps?
Yep, it kind of cups up. Now, I'm not saying it won't go away, because it will go away once you dry it out, but it's just something to be aware of. You cannot, if your basement's wet, don't get a wood floor.
Wow.
There's a lot of reasons not to get a wood floor, but there's nothing like the beauty of wood. That is the most beautiful floor there is, I think. But there are a lot of things to consider when you buy a wood floor.
Now, is that like even more top of mind around here with the marsh so close and things like that, where it is very humid here in the summer, so a lot of time. Is that even more prevalent around here than it
Right.
is in other areas?
We have super high humidity levels here, so yes, that's a problem with wood. And there are people, believe it or not, that don't like to run their air conditioner. They like with the
People
windows
should be
open.
locked up, Randy.
I know. I'm not one of them. I certainly run the air. I have wood in my house, but I run the air conditioner all the time. Rarely have the windows open. Now, this time of year when it cools down in the evening, I will have them open. But that's not high humidity level like we have in the, this is prime corn growing weather out here, in southern Wisconsin. So you get high humidity levels. You've got to keep that out of your house or wood will not work.
Is there other maintenance things that people have to be aware of too? Once you do put that wood in, other than keeping the humidity down, that they have to do?
It's, they'll tell you part of the beauty of wood is, it marks, it scratches, and that shows character or whatnot. Well, to me, that's BS. I like it to look really good all the time, right?
Same.
So it's not as durable as a really hard vinyl with a urethane top, like a LVP. So it will scratch, it will mark, it will dent. I mean, I've seen where people drop a can a can of soda or a can of beer out of the refrigerator, and it leaves a little dent in the floor because it is wood, and wood is not. It's hard, but it ain't that hard.
Yeah. So again, we haven't talked, I feel like, a ton about vinyl, or at least people haven't heard that tied in, because it's vinyl laminate?
Yeah, LVP is vinyl. Yeah.
All right, so I was going to say, when you hear LVP, what does that stand for?
Luxury vinyl plank.
See, you learn something new every day. I've just been calling it LVP, no idea what it was. I'm like, it looks good, it feels great. So that's going to be the vinyl. That's where your heavy-duty stuff, if you are worried about maybe having children and riding a tricycle around the kitchen, drop in the pops out of the fridge, that's what you would recommend?
Okay, yes, most of them. So there's a lot of really, really inexpensive ones out there too, which we don't carry in here because they're nothing but problems. But the good ones are extremely hard. I mean, you can drop the can of soda on it and not have a mark. Kids can play with their toys, slam them on the floor, and not have a problem. So extremely durable, no maintenance required. Never needs to be waxed. Sweep it, mop it occasionally. That's it.
Get the Swiffer out. All of a sudden, that is the right one, right? Or Swiffer.
Yeah, Swiffer. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Duster thing too. I'm falling apart.
Swiffer's got a lot of problems.
So, all right, cool. So Swiffer does both. They do the dusting and the.
Yes.
All right, cool. I stand by it.
I'm glad to understand how clean Wally's apartment must be that he doesn't know what Swiffer is.
My problem is I Lysol everything. Where I'm on my hands and knees using that on the floor instead of doing that. I'm doing that. Literally, elbow grease matters. But the problem is that I got to be quiet because otherwise my landlord in Watertown's going to hear me. I have, I believe, what is a laminate that has like a cut in it right now. And once that happens, it's got the flap, and I have it laid down. And I just have something heavy on it so that it like stays like pressed down.
That's probably a sheet vinyl.
It might, yeah. I think it's very much like that, actually.
Yeah, you need to put a little glue under there.
Is that what I was going to ask? What I have to do because it's a lip up. You might get a random text from me later.
It's like a L-shaped cut.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Like almost, like an L-shaped cut, exactly. And it ripped up, pulled down. I had to set it, so now I've got like the trash can sitting on it because I'm like, I need it to stop flapping.
Yeah, see, that's a big problem with vinyl, where this LVP is way, way harder than sheet vinyl. Mm-hmm. So sheet vinyl will tear, moving appliances.
That was what happened. Moving a fridge. Somebody didn't lift their end, and all of a sudden, you got that big rip.
You got to put boards underneath it to protect it. LVP, very easy to move the fridge, move appliances. You can almost slide it on it without scratching it or marking it. It's tough.
And I know people with pets love the LVP too because it's really good. If you got the dog with the nails, that good LVP won't scratch.
Oh, and it's so easy too to also sweep that up too. That's the only problem with carpets.
And if it does scratch, you don't notice the scratches like you do in like in a real piece of hardwood with aluminum oxide on it. When that stuff scratches, it scratches white, which is kind of a problem. So they show up a little more.
But then otherwise, you're talking about the other scratches where it kind of blends in, it bleeds in with the other colors, so you don't even notice it.
You don't notice it at all.
Yep.
See, that's good to know. I scratch floors.
And it's amazing, too. I mean, the looks they have available in the LVP now, I mean, there's so many options available, and there's so much, like Randy alluded to earlier, there's so many of them that really so accurately look like real wood now, where a guy like Randy, who's been working with floors his entire life, can walk in and go, Oh, I gotta get down. I can't tell if this is real wood or if it's LVP.
I'm literally this one right behind me, this LVP right here. It's can I pick this up and show it for the camera real quick? All right, bear with me as I turn back.
Daily Dodge TV.
Daily Dodge TV. Make sure you're watching. But I was looking at this, and when you're looking at, how would you be able to tell with your eyes?
Yeah, there's no way if I walked
wood or not.
If I walked into a house, there was no way I would realize that wasn't.
I would have 100% told you that was wood. So when you saw that, would you have been able to tell us that this is LVP right away?
I would have known right away. So when you look across it, you can see this is not register embossed. So it's got a pattern in it. You know, a non-skid deal.
Yeah, I can feel it. So
kind of a
still
wood
that
grain
texture,
pattern.
Yeah,
but it doesn't line up with the pattern in the picture.
Okay. Huh.
So like the knot, you can't feel the knot. But when you look at that other one, oh my God, you can feel the picture. It's registered embossed, which means the pattern matches the texture.
Okay.
Well, this is a good lesson. We might have a quiz or something later because I'm gonna have to walk.
So
around
this
and
one
find
here
some
this
more.
one here would cost a little bit less than the one over there.
I wish
of that.
this is the world tour. One of these days.
The ones that fool you are the ones that are registered embossed because you can't tell. I mean, they look so real. You're like, God, is that a real wood floor?
Well, you passed the first test. I'll allow that. Nicely done, Randy. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll probably pester you more about this because this is fascinating to me that you can tell just with your eyes. I would have been stuck here for a month trying to tell you the difference. Anyways, we'll be next or back here on Hometown Today right after the break on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
I should probably... So register embossed. So this one has an embossing stuff. Pattern.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And you can discover McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Their area rugs do far more than cover your floors. They transform living spaces, define rooms, and express personal style. Area rugs serve multiple function purposes in your home. They provide warmth and comfort underfoot, especially on cold hardwood, tile, or concrete floors. During Wisconsin winters, stepping onto a soft rug rather than a chilly floor can make all the difference in your home's comfort level. You can use an area rug to define and separate spaces, particularly in open floor plans. A well-placed rug can create a visual boundary between your living room and dining area without the need for walls or dividers. Area rugs also add visual interest throughout color, pattern, and texture, whether you prefer traditional patterns, contemporary designs, or something in between. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and let their staff help you find just the right area rug for you. I have to ask you, we got Randy Warmka in the building, the man, the myth, the legend himself for Professional Floor Covering. You've been teaching us a lot about floors today, and I'm going to grab back here 1 second.
Us? Yeah, you're using that word us loosely there, Wally. He's teaching you a lot about flooring today.
You're not learning? I'm learning every day. That's what life's about right here. Because
That's a good thing.
You showed us in the last segment here an example of an embossed but not a
Registered
embossed. And this is a registered embossed floor. And this is the one you were telling me about. There's 35 different boards that are going to be used in this, correct?
Not on this one.
Oh, that's this one right here.
That's that one, yeah.
I'm grabbing too many boards.
Yeah.
We got
this
more
one,
floors.
This is registered embossed also. But the biggest deal is, if you look across this one, so let the sun shine on it. See that? You see the embossing? So the embossing is the feel you feel of the pattern. So the texture,
Yeah.
okay? The embossing matches the wood grain pattern, so it feels just like a piece of real wood. You see all that grain there? You feel that? You can feel it.
This one's like really extreme too.
Where a less expensive one will just have a texture on it, and then the print will be over the top, and it don't match. This one matches, so looks the most real. Then that's the difference between maybe a $5 or $6 LVP versus a $3 LVP.
And then you would, I imagine, at this point too.
So you got, when the sun shines across your kitchen floor, and you'll see all that. So you want it to look like plastic, or you want it to look like a real piece of wood?
Okay, fine. I learned something today.
I'm like, every time
that's
we
something
come
I would
back,
have never see. But that's why working with a team like Professional Floor Covering really matters when you're doing this, because that's something I'm pretty knowledgeable as a homeowner about these things. I would have never thought about that when you're looking at it, at getting an LVP. like, oh yeah, think about what this is gonna look like when the sun shines across your kitchen. Great thinking.
Well, and we were talking during the break too. This is the time of year. Holidays are right around the corner.
Oh my gosh!
If you're hosting Thanksgiving meals, if you're hosting Christmas, and you look out there at your floor at night when you're laying down on the couch and you're like, "Gosh, I wish that floor could be done. We don't have time." You got time. 2 to 3 weeks, you said, until you get out there, and then what? How long would it take to put a floor in?
Most of them a day, 2 days, depending on how big of a project it is.
So you're talking about if you call today that by the end of October, there's a very real chance that your floor is done. It's in the building.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you still win by like 3 or 4 weeks. So depending on who, I don't want to spell out specific names. Luckily, I'm not married, so I can say mother-in-laws. If you have things like that are coming in, you're like, oh, they're gonna be on me this year.
The mother-in-law, the aunts. Oh man,
We have aunts.
They're inspecting when they come in. They're not just looking around, sitting down, and having coffee. They are inspecting that floor just like I do when I come in.
They look for that the way you do, I imagine.
This is why it pays to have a very small house. Oh shoot, I can't host yet.
They're looking at
space.
They're looking in the corner to see if you got it all really, really clean or not.
I like to imagine you're coming in with like a level and like a ruler, and you're just like walking around like, don't say hello. Like, out of the way, I gotta check over here. Ooh, this looks a little off right here. Is that how it feels for you? You're walking into family functions.
This cabinet should really have a 19 3/4, not 19 3/8.
Yeah, or like that's this specific model you're dropping.
I try not to say anything, but yes, I notice all that little stuff.
Do they? I imagine you probably get peppered too, whether it be family or friends when you come over.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you like this? What would you do, Randy? Does that happen for you pretty much every time you go to anywhere?
Yeah.
I can only imagine. So I don't envy you on that front. But
But on the other hand, most of my friends have my products in their house and they look great. So they don't. But when I go,
They know.
when I go to other places,
they know. Like I trust Randy. The guy knows what he's talking about.
Well, hey, Kale, I know that you were snooping around a little bit too when we were doing our tours earlier, and you saw over there a sink that you fell in love with.
I gotta find an excuse for a place for that sink in my house. It's a petrified wood sink. It's beautiful.
So
yeah, that's a vessel sink. So it sits up on top
of
the countertop.
Oh,
And it's like a tree trunk cut out.
It looks like
hollowed
a giant
out.
tree trunk. Yep.
It's petrified, so it's completely waterproof.
Solid.
Is that just an aesthetic thing, or is there a reason for that elevated bowl?
It's an aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
It's aesthetic.
It's a vessel sink.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
Then
maybe
there's
there was some
another
kind of
one that's a
function.
rock that's
Yeah.
carved out.
Like a pebble.
Yeah,
It looks like a giant pebble that's carved out.
They're really neat
amazing.
in the
Yeah,
right
they
spot.
are.
Well, that might be my final tour stop today. We have to thank you, Randy. Seriously, I know we still have about 15 minutes here, but you've been awesome this morning. I genuinely have learned a lot. I don't know anything about home ownership yet. I have been renting my entire adult life. So having resources and people like you so willing to help, you're an asset to the community. I hope you know that. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Well, and I think we're going to take one final break. When we come back, we got to dive in once again, go over the gold tag sale, ask a little bit. Oh, I'm sure we got other things that we haven't even got around to yet that we'll be poking around during the break. I got to see that countertop over there. But we'll figure out on the other side of the break what other questions we can find for Randy on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to
My kind of
Hometown
place.
Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We've been very lucky to be joined by Randy today, the man, the myth, the legend over here at Professional Floor Covering. First of all, thank you again for everything. He's been taking us on tours, like every single commercial
You've been
break.
getting to check out a lot of stuff.
Well, every time we bring up something I don't know about, I have to learn. So I'm like, Randy, I'm sorry. You got to take me over there. And we just saw that petrified sink that you were in love with, Kale.
What did you think?
Did you feel that thing?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
That thing is heavy. That's durable. And it's not even wood, is it?
It is. It starts out as real wood, yes.
And then, okay, so can you explain the petrified process?
I don't know. I have no
Okay.
idea.
You need to go watch a documentary.
They call it.
Did you not pay attention in high school? We learned about this.
I just
how
thought baskets
wood
were
when
the
it
only
sits
thing that
long
could
enough will
petrify people.
And essentially it turns into its own rock.
See, I didn't know that. Well, instead, we got sinks. That's how impressive that was. I didn't know that was wood. It was so smooth on the inside.
Yeah, well, and it feels like a rock inside.
It felt like a rock, and it's heavy like a rock, too.
So where they source that, I have no idea, but it's really cool.
It must come from the petrified forest.
They might, and maybe there you go. I like
Just
that.
saying.
Randy, so
I would think them are protected.
Yeah, those might be. Yeah, you might not be pulling any.
I think they get them at night.
might not be getting.
get
yeah,
them in night.
Might not be getting any sinks out of the petrified forest, as protected as that thing is.
Santa's elves go out there in the middle of the night. That's probably how it works. Randy, this is the fun. So when we were, at least when Kale and I were in school about, 15 years ago, there were these books. It was Choose Your Own Adventure. And it would
15,
tell you
speak for
what
yourself.
page. Well, I was being very kind.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking out for us. But it would tell you to, go to this page, and you would choose what you would decide in the book. You have that choice in front of you right now with about 7 minutes left. What would you like to hammer home? What would you like to talk about here? What makes Professional Floor Covering the great place that it is?
I think probably the service is one thing. I mean, you're getting a qualified person to do a job that needs a qualified person. We manage the entire project, walk it along, keep it moving at a rate that it should get, not leave you hanging and waiting and waiting and waiting. Help you with every aspect of it, from the design to the measure to the install. So the project is complete, totally complete. Just looking at the hundreds of pictures we have from, before and after, that tells a story right there. I really enjoy that part of it.
Well, I want to remind too, something that Randy said earlier, that to me, anytime I'm getting any kind of work done, whether it's on my home or my car, whatever it may be, I look for this because I look for places and businesses that will stand behind their product and use partners and vendors that stand behind their product. And Randy pointed out, he's not allowing just any old product in here, right? He talks to these vendors and say, I want to know, how do you stand behind your product? And so you're gonna get good product combined with that good local connection service from Professional Floor Covering.
That's really well said. And the other thing that I think we should highlight today too is that the staff that you guys have, that makes everything possible as well. What is it about this team that has been special and makes this group what it has become?
Right. So we've been here a long, long time. So that is one nice thing about buying here. When you buy here, you're not buying from some guy on Facebook where, you know, you can't get a hold of them once there's a problem. We're very easy to get a hold of. So something doesn't work out for you, you make a call to us. We stand behind everything we do. You know, don't call us if you bought it at some box store and now you're having problems. We don't want nothing to do with that. But any of our customers that have issues with anything, we take care of that. They know where we are. We're always here. We've been here a long time. And there's something to be said about that as well.
Well, can you tell us a little too, before we wrap up, I should have mentioned this a little bit more today as well. You can always find them again online at proflr.com. On your website, how much are people going to be able to look through and basically see everything without coming into the store if they're not able to make it out? Where's that website?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So on the website there is a room visualizer, so you could take any of our products, take a picture of your room, load that in there, and then switch products. You can put an LVP in, whatever color you want. You can keep changing them. You can yes, you can change the direction. So now I got the planks running east and west. Now I want to flip it. Oh, how about if we run them north and south? So gives you a really good visual of what it's going to look like when it's finished.
Yeah, forget ChatGPT. You need the Pro Floors website. I mean, this is like AI level stuff.
That's fascinating. So I could, in theory, even though it's my apartment, it's going to make me sad. I could see what it would look like if my landlord actually took care of me.
Right. So, and if you have a hard time running it or figuring out how to do that, not everybody's as advanced in that. Bring in a picture of your room, and we'll do it for you.
On 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. So if you're from Beaver Dam, you drive by this building all the time.
Yep.
People know where this is. It was one of the first things when I moved to the area. I knew where professional floor covering was, just because this is just what everybody goes through Park Avenue.
Exactly.
It's it right here. But Randy, again, a huge thank you. I know we only have about 3-4 minutes left. I think I've got one last choose your own adventure for you. Anything else that we really want to hammer home? Maybe about the gold tag sale event, all the floors, these great brands that are going to be on sale.
Everything's on sale. Now is the time. There is no better time.
Holidays right around the corner.
That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up fast. Or, you know, you might be hosting maybe a World Series watch party.
Oh, are you feeling that? Big Brewers guy?
Absolutely.
You are? That's what I like to hear.
You feeling hopeful?
Yes.
The weird question. I know that this is tough for Brewers fans to fathom. Are you almost rooting for the Cubs today because you want to beat them yourself? Or do you want to just see them lose today? They're gone. See you. Adios.
I
know it's
they could
tough.
Just lose today. I don't
just let us get it out.
Care for Chicago.
Oh, especially because then you have to hear about them all week with them. Oh, Wrigley North. I can't stand them.
They're go Cubs go.
It's just the worst. That's why you're on the north side. We're on the better state here. Just never forget it.
It kills me to say that I kind of want to play the Cubs, mostly because I want to beat them. It's going to be like awful if we lose to them. But when I was in my 20s, my best friend was a hardcore Cubs fan. And we would, every year, anytime the Cubs were in Milwaukee, we'd go. Because it was a lot easier for him as a Cubs fan to go to a game here than down in Chicago. And so every time the Cubs were in town, we would go catch one of the games from the series. And I kid you not, it was like a 5-year streak, Wally, that every time we went, I went to the one that the Brewers lost. And every time we'd sit on the 4th level, and I'd have to, walk that ramp all the way down, just listen to "Go Cubs, Go."
And lots and lots of their fans up here.
Yes, there is a lot of Cubs fans up here. Well, I'm excited. They kick off the NLDS this Saturday. We will know a time probably later tonight once all the wild card games wrap up. I think they said, though, it's going to either be 1 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Saturday.
Well, make it a night game. Hey, everybody deserves that. At least it's not a day game during the week.
True.
That's why you earned what you got so far, which is at least a date with the Chicago Cubs or the San Diego Padres starting Saturday. Randy, thanks again. You're awesome. We're excited to have you back in. I'm going to keep pestering my landlord because I need to get them over here to professional floor covering and fix my cabinets.
Oh, we have special products for landlords.
Oh, please. I'm going to clip this and send it to him.
Oh.
Well, landlord products. Well, we got about a minute. What do you mean?
Well, they always have a smaller budget
course.
than, say, a homeowner. So there are special products that are for, investment properties that offer a lower price point.
Yeah, because you buy
a
it in more bulk.
lower quality.
I'm going to have you accidentally kick that up when I talk to mine.
That's why that vinyl rips so easy.
Yeah, I know, no kidding. And then I'll be the one that they get hounded over. Like, you shouldn't have moved that.
Yeah, right, right.
Probably.
That's exactly what'll happen. Whoa, here's your security deposit. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, there's that little L-shaped thing over there in the corner. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate that. Needed that at the end of the day. But we'll be back, same time, same place tomorrow. Huge thank you again to Randy and the team over here at Professional Floor Covering for being such gracious hosts. We love to be out here. Can't wait to get back out and do this again with you, Randy.
Yeah, right. My pleasure. Thank you.
Of course. And well, Cale, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back in the Daily Dodge TV studio tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
9 until 10, so be ready for that. Looking forward to it. That'll be the next time you hear us on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.